First up, though, just for people who aren't aware, why don't we talk a little bit about Trials of Osiris, what it is, and how it works?
Yeah.
Fran, what have you taken from it so far?
Man, yeah, well, it's funny. You hear this question a lot because it's got a few facets to it. So it is elimination-style gameplay, which means that when you die, you are down and your teammate needs to revive you. It's 3v3, and you do need to put your team together. You know, I thought Bungie said it well, is you have to find your friends, but we'll find your enemies. So that's a good way to remember it. And it's going to be one map on the weekends that's going to kick off basically at 10 a.m. on Friday Pacific time and go all the way till it seems like Tuesday at the reset at 2 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
That's roughly it. I mean, I think there's a lot more if you want to add to it, or you or Patrick.
Yeah. So, Patrick, why don't you talk a little bit about the rewards? That's what has everybody really excited.
Yeah, the rewards are there's like basically the rewards are going to be based on your wins, and you have to collect a certain amount of wins through the week. We know it goes up to 9 wins. We don't know what happens when you get to 9 wins.
Theories.
But the stuff that you can buy from the vendor is based off of 8 wins. So it's like the first 2 wins you can buy like a little kind of blue tier reward package, and then 3 wins, and then 5 wins is a piece of armor.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
6 is like silver.
Yeah, and then 8 is a weapon, and
I think 7's a weapon, and 8 is gold tier.
Yeah, there we go.
There's so many facets. Can you describe real quick the win versus loss? You know, we didn't cover that yet.
Yeah, basically, in Trials, you can... The main thing is if you lose 3 times, you're out. You're done. You have to go buy a new ticket to get in, and that's based on per person on your team. So each person can have a different scorecard. And if one person has 3 losses, they're going to have to bail out for a second, go buy a new scorecard so they can get back in the game.
Yeah, and it's a coin for passage. Where can you get those, actually?
You actually get it from Brother Vance. He is the Trials of Osiris vendor, and they're 100 glimmer. They're fairly cheap, so you'll probably make that in your first gear drop that you dismantle.
Yeah, so that's one way. They will also, apparently drop in, I believe, the Daily Crucible, potentially. Maybe a couple other places. I don't know if they were specific beyond it. But you can get the coin for passage in a place or 2 otherwise.
So there's 2 different types of currency. There's the Trials Passage, and then there's Trials Coins. Trials
that's right.
Trials Coins, which you get in that package, are used for buying kind of like buffs that, like, your first loss is forgiven. You start with 1 win, and your first win counts as 2.
That's right. I'm sorry. I mixed that up. The coin, the passage ticket, you can just buy.
Yes.
Or you can trade the one you already have in for a new one.
Yeah, you dismantle it and then start over, I guess.
Yeah.
But just finish it off.
Yeah, they said on the stream you can trade it in. I mean, Patrick, is that what you understood as well? You can trade in your ticket at the end for a new passage ticket. That's what they said on the stream. They weren't specific how it was.
So after you've lost, you can, cash in and buy all your stuff and then just buy a new one. But if you're halfway through, you can just buy a new one, resetting your progress, and start with friends.
Right. Well, really all I'm referencing is the stream. They did actually say you can take your lost and the ticket you already have and trade it in for a new ticket.
Okay.
So you may not need to continue to buy them if you finish maybe a complete ticket or something.
Yeah. What's your take, Pat?
I think it's going to be it'll at least track all your wins throughout the weekend, so it'll like take the most wins out of all the tickets that you had, if I understood that correctly.
Yeah.
The big thing that people are wondering is what's going to happen when you actually reach those 9 wins, because they're being very, very secretive about it.
Yeah, Lars was teasing about it. He's like, wouldn't you like to know?
Well, you guys had a theory, right?
We have a theory that it could be you get the bounty to start out the exotic weapon, Fate of All Fools.
Oh.
Yeah, that's our working theory on it.
That's a good theory.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they just sort of referenced the 9, because it's set on 8 wins, so the fact that you can get 9, and we don't know if
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So, well, that's a good point. The Agent of the 9. I didn't think about that either. Is that what you're thinking about, sir?
Yeah.
So maybe it has to do with Agent of the 9.
Oh wow,
9
Fran,
wins.
that's really good. I didn't even think of that. Make that connection.
That's interesting.
The number 9 is like a recurring thing in Destiny too.
Yeah.
We have the 9, Agent of the 9. There's so many things with 9.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be cool. Probably exotic from the sound of it. So
definitely.
Good luck out there getting those 9 wins. It's hard. And also, by the way, what's important is, unlike the Crucible, it's not like 3v3 and you get stuck with that team and you're like, optimizing to beat
I'm
them.
going to lose to that team again.
If you win or lose, I think you go off.
You don't fight that team again.
Yeah, and it's after a round. That's the other important part. If you, in your mind you haven't watched the streams, it's not like you go in, your team loses, and you move on. It's best whoever gets 5 wins within the round.
Yeah.
Then you have to win 8 rounds to get, without losing 3 rounds to get there, right?
The full match, there's matches, and that's how you get wins on your scorecard. A match is best of 9, so first to 5 out of 9 matches.
Right, yeah, but it's meaning somebody's going to get to 5 first is basically what it is.
While not true, they had a lot of 4v4s on the stream where it was Bungie versus Triple Rec.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't think Bungie was holding back. Those
but
were
what
some
I mean
intense
is,
games.
like you can get as many as 9 matches in, depending on how it goes.
But that's going to take.
Which, by the way, Patrick, did you catch what happens if all the team members go down except for, say, 2v1 and it goes to overtime or whatever? Actually, it's more about the overtime. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we actually got to experience that when I was there to test Trials of Osiris as well. Basically, if that 2 minutes goes down and there's still people left up alive, a control point will spawn at a certain point in the map. On Burning Shrine, it's pretty much right around B point, and you can go in there and try to capture it.
Yeah.
Or you can try to kill everyone that's also there to still win the round.
Yep. And what I was thinking about is what they said was interesting. It's not just capture, but because of Elimination-Style, it can become closest to pin. So if it goes down to 2 and you kill one person, but if it was 3 people and it goes to 2, whoever's closest to the pin takes the match.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting if you think about 3 people running around a capture point. So there's some really interesting levers to pull. And I think that's what people like about the idea of Trials. There's a lot of strategy, and it really rewards good players and good teams.
I am incredibly excited.